Hello guys, Jack here. Today I want to make a small tutorial on rank game and how to play rank game. So first off, what is a rank game? So rank game mode is my favorite game mode in Werewolf Online. It has different players and people tend to be more serious in rank games than in quick game and sandbox like game. And first of all, there's a presence of random villager in ranked, so you cannot encounter random villager in quick mode or sandbox right now. So what are the random villagers? There are some rules that you cannot predict, so they are randomly chosen by the game. So some good random villagers are the normal villager, doctor, bodyguard, tough guy, priest, overseer, grumpy grandma, mayor, avenger, and pacifist. Okay, so these rules, when checked by overseer, they appear as good. Just like a normal villager would appear. There's also seer apprentice, but seer apprentice is only present in seer game. So seer game is a low tier. I'll talk about that later. Seer game. If you don't have seer in your game, you cannot have seer apprentice in your rank game. So be careful when you claim seer apprentice when there is no seer. Also, there are two unknown roles. They are good, like witch and beast hunter. So when they are checked by overseer, they appear as unknown because they are powerful, and unknown makes them less powerful because you cannot explain yourself. You cannot be confirmed by overseer basically. So it gives people the doubt that you can be serial killer or alpha werewolf. Yeah, is to nerf witch and headhunter. Before they were checked as good, but in recent patches, they got nerfed to unknown. That basically they decrease the power level of witch and headhunter, so people would like to vote them more, and they increase the survivability of serial killer and alpha werewolf. Yeah. So what is skill point and how many skill points you need? So what is the tier looks like in ranked? So basically there's a line, there's two type of game mode in the ranked game. If you have 1070 skill points, you'll enter the pro tier zone where you'll start to play aura seer and detective game, and there'll be less people play go suicide or go off, so there'll be more serious players in the high tier zone. Some forbidden words apply, so some words I'll show you later. Some words you should not say in ranked, especially in the top zone. So you need to be careful in the pro zone. If you say whatever you want, you might get shot, even if you are a villager. And also the last part that separates many from pro tier and noobland is the cooperation between teams. So most of the time, as a werewolf, you want to collaborate with serial killer or arsonist to defeat the villagers. And if you are a serial killer, sometimes you want to collaborate with werewolves, and that's what we call spirit of team collaboration. And yeah, in low tier there's none of that happening. So what is the the game mode under 1700 is a Seer and Aura Seer game mode. It's easier because you cannot say you are enchanted when Seer check you, unless he checks you as a werewolf shaman, but usually people don't really care, they still vote you. And in this zone, this game mode, people tend to be more chaotic, and there are a lot more teamers, there are racists, there are haters, there are all kind of people that don't play the game seriously, but there are a few people who want to climb, and there are serious players too. So it's more chaotic, it's less serious, okay? So you want to climb up to 1700 skill points to enter the pro zone to have decent games. So also you have no collaboration between teams, so most of the time when werewolves check out a serial killer, finds serial killer, they will call serial killer out. Well, they don't understand the basics, so that's why they don't have much skill points and they stay in low tier. So try to climb out of the low tier. It might be really hard work, you might be stuck in there for like a few weeks, even for a season. So don't give up hope, just keep improving and eventually get out of the zone. So if you are random villager, there's a minimum of 2 random villagers present in a game. So you can be a mayor and villager. So yeah, this is a basic example of 2 random villagers present in a game. It can also be 3 random villagers, and 2 of them can be same. So if you are a bodyguard, there's also the possibility to have another bodyguard in the same match. So do not say like that person lied, he's not bodyguard because I am. It's not good. It's not a good confirmation or argument. So don't say I'm bodyguard, this guy is not at the start of the game, because there can be multiple bodyguards or even other roles, multiple doctors or multiple witches, so be careful with the same roles. It can happen. Yeah, here's an example of having 3 bodyguards, so careful with that. And you can have 3 different random villagers too. That solves the problem of having multiple random villagers as the same role. It causes less confusion. But it can be really confusing when you have 3 random villagers that are doctors and one that's from the original game mode set. So it could happen. So if you have 3 random villagers and they're all doctors, you could end up having 4 doctors in that game, and it might be confusing, but it could happen. So be careful when someone claims doctor and maybe there are more doctors in the game. So how do you know how many random villagers are in the game? If you are gunner or any other roles that are not remotely considered as random villager, you just click on the role check and you'll see how many random villagers. However, if you are one of the random villagers, how do you know how many random villagers are in the game? So if I'm pacifist in this example, I check the role display, so I see that there's random villager 2 times. That means there's total of 3 random villagers in the game, yourself and 2 other random villagers. Same with 2 random villager game, you check you are pacifist. When the indicator says random villager 1 time, that means there are 2 random villagers in the game, yourself and another random villager. So it might be a little bit confusing at first, but you have to count yourself inside the number counter, the random villager number counter. So what if you are doctor, priest, and aura seer? So if you are one of these roles, you are in the normal given roles of the game. So usually there's one doctor, one priest, and one aura already present in the preset of the game. You cannot know that you are from random villager unless one of the doctor die, or one of the priests die, one of the aura seer die. So usually don't say that you are a random villager doctor before another doctor dies, because you will never know that you are from the random villager unless another doctor dies. So the indicator will not tell you that you are from random villager or not. So what are some of the forbidden words that you might take extra attention on not saying? So first one is to tell seer or aura seer to check someone. If you say, like, for example, please check number 2 tonight, this probably means you are werewolf shaman, because werewolf shaman usually use enchant someone and tell the aura seer or seer to check that person. So if you say check someone, that probably means you are a werewolf shaman and people will suspect you. So do never say check. Never say check in your games. Okay, second one is to say I'm full on day 1 and help the villager. So when you are full or not, if you say you are full on day 1, especially when gunner or jailer has bullet, they'll shoot you. If you want to help the village as a real fool, they'll shoot you, because the arsonists or werewolves can pretend to be fool, and to secure the game, usually people just shoot you. So it's not a good way to say you are a fool. Even if you are a real fool, they'll still shoot you. The third one is a bit tricky. If you say I think someone is good or I think someone is bad, that probably means you are not sure about what you say. And when you are not sure about what you say, people will think you are a werewolf. For example, if I say I think 7 is good, that means I don't really know if he's good or not. Also, if that person turned out to be a werewolf, when you say I think that person is good, you'll probably die with that person too, because you are trying to cover that person. Even if you're a werewolf and say I think another werewolf is good, that's really bad for you, because people will start to suspect you from being another werewolf covering that werewolf. So do not say the word think. Instead of saying this word, you should probably show your logic behind it. Instead of saying I think someone is good, you should say that person is good because blah blah blah. So don't use the word think ever. The fourth one is I'm RV aura seer. So if you say I'm RV aura seer, I checked number 2, he's good, that means you are a werewolf pretending to be an aura seer, or even a fool, or another opportunist or headhunter who pretend to be aura. So if you say you are aura seer, RV aura seer, this probably means you are a werewolf or a headhunter or fool who pretend to be aura seer. How do you know you are from random villager aura when there's no aura that died, or there are 2 aura present in the game, but you don't know which one is from random villager or not? Maybe the other aura is from random villager. So don't ever say you are random villager aura on day 1, because it raises suspicion about yourself being a fake aura seer. Also, claiming anything like RV doctor is also very risky on day 1, or when no doctor have died before. So you cannot know that you are RV doctor when no one says they are doctor. Even there's another person who claims to be doctor before you. If you say I'm RV doctor, this means that you confirm that the other doctor is real and yourself is an RV doctor. This also raises suspicion. The best way is just to say I'm doctor. The other guy who came before me is maybe doctor too, and they solve the problem. So if you claim RV doctor when no doctor died, this is really bad for you and people will start to vote or shoot you. And before the last one is the someone is an AM seer on day 1 when there's no seer present in your game. So this one is only for horror and detective game, and it's for the game that that's 1700 skill point and plus. So if you say someone is serial killer or arsonist, this means you are fool or werewolf, because there's no seer present in that game mode. And if you say someone is serial killer or arsonist and you're not claiming tough guy, you're claiming seer, this means you're a werewolf seer, a fool, or headhunter. So people will start to shoot you. And the last one is to say I'm a hacker. Even if you say it jokingly, the guardians won't have mercy on you, because why should they? They don't have brains. No, never mind. It's a joke. Yes, they will automatically ban you when you say I'm a hacker, even if you say it jokingly. Okay, I'll probably edit this part out, I'm not sure. Grand game, you need to know several untold rules. So people will ask jailer to jail gunner to protect gunner, because when jailer jails gunner, the gunner cannot die from a werewolf attack or a serial killer attack, and jailer can tell gunner his number. Then when jailer is questioned to be a werewolf, gunner can stand up and say that person is a jailer, he's not a werewolf. So it protects the jailer and the gunner at the same time from suspicion and from attack. Then the person you checked is still in the suspect list, so no one else knows that you checked that person and he's good. You should always tell information every day, because if you don't tell every day, people will suspect. There's one tricky thing I see a lot of people do is to call out who is a serial killer or arsonist on day 1 as werewolf. Calling out who is serial killer or arsonist as a werewolf is not beneficial for the werewolf team, because as a werewolf team you only have 4 members in your game, and villagers are composed of 10 members. And serial killer and arsonists don't usually want to kill the werewolves, because themselves wants to win, and they want to defeat the villagers with the werewolf team and be the last survivor. So calling out serial killer arsonists expose yourself and expose the person that will help you along the way of killing villagers. So try not to call out who is a serial killer or arsonist as first day. And last of all, it is totally fine to say your own rule. It's not against the game or the fun factor of the game. I see some people just refuse to tell if they are a doctor or if they are medium or jailer. They are stubborn, but why? Why should you be stubborn? You can say your rule, and people will just know if you are good or not, and the investigation will go faster and the game will be easier for everyone. So that's pretty much it. If you have other thoughts or other tricks or important things that you think people should know, please comment in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.